Hey everybody, welcome back to the Warboss Bitch channel. Today we are going to be going back to Grimdark Future and talking about the Battle Brothers. We're going to be talking about a lot of Battle Brothers. We're going to be talking about all the different factions of Battle Brothers except for the Knight Brothers. Those are so different, they're going to be a video on their own. So strap in, get comfy, this is going to be a long one. Now, OPR does not have any official Battle Brother models. They have had Battle Brother models in the past, but OPR has decided to wipe them out because they were not quite up to the quality that they wanted. With the new world book that came out, we got some art previews of what the Battle Brothers will look like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pulling pictures of Battle Brother equivalent models. So after thinking about it and sleeping on it over the night, I have decided that I am not going to be using 3D models for all of the different units because a lot of them are really close to GW stuff. And the last thing I want to do is get somebody's 3D shop shut down. So for all the units we're going to use, I'm just going to use Games Workshop's Space Marines. So let's go ahead and light this candle. Let's start off with the base Battle Brothers. So looking at the special rules here, one of the things to show off with the base Battle Brothers is this Veteran Infantry and Veteran Walker. You can upgrade your Battle Brother units to just get a straight +1 to hit in melee and shooting. It's a little bit pricey if you put it on more than one or two different units, but it's an option to push all of your models up to the line of 2 up to hit. And then since it's here, we'll touch on War Chant. There's a character rule that will allow you to get the increased Furious to let you fire off the Furious rule on a 5 or a 6. And then Medical Training, which is another piece of equipment you can give to a squad to give the entire unit regeneration. Everything else is pretty standard. We've seen it before. We don't need to go over it again. Let's go down to the spells. So let's check out the buffs and debuffs. We got Blurred Sight. Target enemy units with 18 get -1 to hit next time it shoots. That'll be pretty valuable if the enemy is like quality 4 or quality 5, cutting out a lot of that ability for them to shoot your guys. You are tough, your defense is high, but if they make you roll enough dice, you're going to fail some saves. Next is Cursed Ground over at 2. Target 2 enemy units with an 18 to get -2 next time they advance or -4 inches next time they charge or rush. You'll notice a theme with all the Battle Brothers that you are the one that wants to be charging, and this spell will guarantee that. And then Time Passage 3. Target 2 friendly units with an 18, they get AP +2 next time they charge. That is an amazing spell. It takes your standard heavy melee weapon your Battle Brothers are equipped with, goes from AP1 to AP3, so that makes even your most bog standard dude a threat to even armored vehicles. So let's go ahead and get into the list. So let's start off at the top with our first hero. We have a Master Destroyer, quality 3, defense 3, ambush, fearless, hero, and toughness 6. Comes with dual energy claws for 8 attacks with rending. Now for the rules that you can put on the heroes to affect your units. We have War Chant, that's the extra double plus good Furious. Repair, on a 2+, you can remove D3 wounds from a model, so good if you're running a lot of vehicles. Caster 2 and Caster 3, that gives you access to that sweet spell pool. And Advanced Tactics, once per turn, you can tell another unit within 12 inches to move 6 inches. So that will give even your straight leg infantry a lot of mobility. For weapons, we can change out the claws for a combat shield and close combat weapon, or a rapid storm rifle for 6 shots at AP1 and 4 attacks with close combat weapon. You can switch out, if you take either of these with a close combat weapon, for a hammer, sword, chain fist, or energy fist. And then you have the veteran infantry option to make him essentially a 2-3 in combat. So now with this guy being toughness 6 with ambush, you could attach him to a squad, or you do have the option of running him alone. You could go for close combat, you could go for a combat shield and close combat weapon, and then an energy fist, 4 attacks, AP4. Shield wall gives you +1 defense if it's not against a spell, making you defense 2 with toughness 6. You're a tanky bugger, you're small, you could drop, charge into stuff, wreck the enemy backline. We'll put him in some squads as we go forward. Next hero is the Master Brother. He is a 3/3 for 65 points. Fearless hero and toughness 3. 2 close combat weapon attacks and 2 shots with his Master Pistol. He has the same rules that you could give to a squad. You can switch out the pistol and close combat weapon with a heavy chainsaw sword or dual energy claws. You can replace his pistol with a flamer, fusion, master gravity, heavy rifle, master plasma pistol, master heavy rifle, or a master storm rifle. So he'll be able to integrate into a bunch of different squads, and he can also just bring his own firepower. And then if you do the one up here with the flamer mod, you can do a gravity mod, plasma mod, or a fusion mod. You could do a hammer, sword, chain fist, or energy fist. You can give him a jetpack to give him ambush and flying, or a combat bike for fast, plus 3 toughness, 2 more shots with the rifle, and you can also do the veteran infantry on him. This is going to be the hero that you see the most in the army. You're going to get your most mileage out of this guy. Mostly based in close combat, like if you do War Chant, put him with an assault squad. Casters probably want to put him, again, with an assault squad. There's really nothing here that boosts any kind of shooting as far as these rules go. We'll add some stuff up as we go along. And then we have our little character, the Elite Pathfinder. He is a quality 4, defense 4. Fearless hero, Strider, and toughness 3, so he ignores difficult terrain. 2 close combat weapon attacks, 2 shots with a pistol. Again, he gets all the same special rules here for the buffs that you can attach to a squad. He can do sniper rifle. You can give this guy scout or stealth. And then he has mostly the same options that we saw on the Master Brother, like all the guns, all the melee weapons. You just can't give him a jetpack or a bike. So that's enough with characters. Let's move into the squads. We're going to start first with Pathfinders. 5 of them, quality 4, defense 4, fearless, and Strider. You can make one of the models in the unit into a sergeant, give him a sergeant pistol and a hand weapon. You can take the whole squad and give them pistols and close combat weapons. Or shotguns. My personal favorite is always shotguns. Probably the redneck in me. You can switch out one rifle for gravity, plasma, flamer, heavy machine gun, and missile launcher. This is something we're going to see as we go along. Pretty much every one of these squads, you're going to have the option to take at least one of these special weapons in the unit. So you're going to be able to modify every one of the squads for the utility that you're looking for. Mostly, my suggestion in this is if you don't know what you're going up against, I always take a plasma rifle, just because a pocket AP4 shot is, in my opinion, superior to all the rest of it. It's only 5 points. I mean, carrying around a heavy machine gun would be great, but that's 25 points. You might not ever need it. Plasma rifles, I found you could usually always get some mileage out of those. Then you have the option to replace 3 of the heavy rifles with sniper rifles. Why is it only 3 and not all 5? I don't know. But the snipers let you pick out your target in the enemy unit in case you want to take out their specialist, like their sergeant, their special weapon guy, their close combat person in the squad if they have somebody, or if they have a medic. If you want to be that precise with your targets, sniper rifles, great option here. And then you can also upgrade the whole squad to either stealth or scout. So what I would do with Pathfinders is I would make them into like a ranged shock assault squad. So for me, it would definitely be all shotguns. They're free, so it's still a 120 point squad. This gets you 10 shots at AP1 at 12 inches. With the Strider, you're going to be able to be moving through difficult terrain, so you're going to be able to bounce from cover to cover. If you want to have more resistance to shooting, you can come down here and put on stealth. If you want to start shooting stuff at the beginning of the game, give them scout. Let them start in the middle of the board. If you want to go for a good turn 1 alpha strike, double it. This gets you 20 shots at AP1. Even though you're still only hitting on a 4 with these guys, rolling that many dice, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. And in that case, I would just take off the stealth cloaks. With scout, running up and putting a shotgun in somebody's face, stealth is not a requirement. Next unit, and probably what most of the Battle Brother army is going to focus around, is the Assault Brothers. 5 of them, 160 points, quality 3, defense 3, fearless, 2 attacks apiece at AP1 with heavy close combat weapons, and 1 shot at AP1 with the heavy pistols. Now, if you are playing Grimdark Future with the advanced rules, the Battle Brothers Assault Brothers squad definitely benefits from the assault rule. It's going to be -1 to hit, but you get to shoot and then charge and fight in close combat, whatever your target is. And starting at a quality 3, pushing up to a quality 4, you're still going to be able to convert a lot of hits. So let's look at the other options. You can do the Sergeant upgrade. You can give them all jetpacks for ambush and flying. You can give them veteran infantry, so that makes the assault even better. It is pricey at 55 points, putting it at 215 for 5 of them, but whenever you assault, you're hitting on a 3 instead of a 4. You can swap out 2 heavy pistols with a plasma pistol, and you can also get a third one if you do the Sergeant option. You can put a flamer in the squad. Again, good if you're using the assault rule. If not, that's going to be wasted points, because if you're within range to shoot the flamer, you're in range to go punch him in the mouth, and that's what the squad's designed to do. And you can replace one of the pistol's close combat weapons with a pistol hammer, a pistol and a sword, a heavy chainsaw sword, or a pistol and an energy fist. Now, I like 2 of the options here. I like energy fists because I always like having something in my pocket with AP4. But, let's see here. Let's build a squad real quick. We're going to start off with a Caster 2 on a Master Brother. We're going to give him a jetpack and a heavy chainsaw sword. Puts him at 4 attacks AP1. Go to the Assault Brothers. We're going to give them jetpacks. We're going to give them heavy chainsaw swords. And then we're going to combine the squad. So overall, these 11 guys are going to cost you 505 points. It's going to be 28 attacks with everything, all of it with AP1. And then remember the time passage spell. You can give this unit +2 AP whenever they charge. So that turns all those hits, instead of being AP1 into AP3, you're going to mess whatever you touch up. And with the jetpacks, you get the ambush ability, so you can save up your spell points. You're going to be at 4 spell points when you hit the ground, because you're not going to be at the ground turn 1. Your caster gets his magic points to use on turn number 2, where he has 4. Put all of them into that spell, it goes off on a 3. So it's not guaranteed. It's a most likely going to happen, but not a guarantee. Another option you can go with, if you want to go the Preacher route, you give everybody here Furious. Switch his weapon out for an Energy Fist to attacks AP4. These Assault Brothers, switch them out for Energy Fist there to a Sergeant with an Energy Fist. And we do the same thing here. So here we got 12 attacks AP1 and 10 attacks AP4, and all of your 6s explode. A little bit pricier in points, but this way you're guaranteed to have some of those AP4 hits that are just going to wreck stuff. Moving on to the front line fighters, we have the Battle Brothers. 5 of them, 150 points, quality 3, defense 3, fearless, 1 attack in close combat, and 5 heavy rifles, 1 attack at AP1. You can do the Sergeant upgrade again. You can give them all veteran infantry to hit on a 2 for 50 points. You could upgrade one of the models with a banner or medical training. Medical training gives the whole squad regeneration. And something you can do if you take a combined squad, you only got to hit that button once, because it gives the entire unit regeneration. This is a unit of 10. They now all have regeneration. You don't need to take 2 medics. And then the banner gives you +1 to morale test rolls. You're already quality 3 and fearless. Odds are you'll pass, but it's definitely a feel bad to roll a 2 on the first one. So with fearless, I didn't go over it yet, but with fearless, if you fail a morale test, you get to roll a dice on a 4 up. It counts as passed. It's like a do-over. If you think you need that 2 in case you're really, really unlucky with morale tests, then for 15 points, the banner might be worth it. Now we get into all the gun options, and because this is a shooting squad, you have lots of them. Flamers, gravity rifles, plasma rifles, heavy flamers, fusion rifles, heavy machine guns, gravity cannons, missile launchers, laser cannons, and plasma cannons. You can only replace one of them. If you combine the unit, you can technically get 2. And in a case here where you don't know what you're fighting against, instead of the plasma rifle, I would go for the fusion rifle. Because let's say all of your other anti-tank in the army goes down, you're going to want to have something in the Battle Brother squads. You don't want to plink toughness off of stuff that is armor 2 up. With AP1, it's just the volume of fire just is not there in the army. So you're going to want to have some vehicle popping stuff just spread around. Fusion rifles are a good option. If you got points left over, heavy fusion rifles are a little better because they're longer range. Laser cannon also an option, but it's only AP 3 versus AP 4. And then plasma cannons. Plasma cannons are fun, but man, they're pricey. Unless you're fighting against something like Custodian Brothers or other Battle Brother armies, I don't see a reason to take a Blast 3 with AP 4, but it's an option. It's there. So for characters like the Master Brother, he really doesn't have any options up here that will help out with shooting. I mean, maybe advanced tactics if you want to do some, leapfrogging squads, but I wouldn't put a character in there for that. Battle Brothers are kind of meant to be autonomous. They go in as a unit, and they just fight as a unit. There's really no character upgrading needed. Next unit is the Support Brothers. So these are our heavy weapon guys. 135, quality 3, defense 3, fearless and relentless. Relentless means if you don't move, you get exploding 6s when you shoot. But only the first roll counts as a 6 as far as like what the weapon does. Like say down here, if you take a gravity cannon and you roll a 6 to hit, you get the extra hit from the 6, but only the first hit counts as a 6 for rending. So no exploding rendings. They start off with heavy flamers, which is not a bad weapon to start with. If you can get this squad in close, I mean, if you combine the squad and get them in close, you get 6 heavy flamers. That's a whole lot of blasts, and if flamers hit on a 2 or reliable, that's going to be killing a whole bunch of stuff. Let's say you don't want to do that. Let's say you want to shoot at stuff. So we have the heavy fusion rifle option. That's always a good one. Heavy machine guns for just putting down quantity of firepower. Gravity cannon for rending, where you get those 6s that will be AP 4, plus the weapon itself takes away regeneration. In case you're fighting against like the robot legions or the alien hives or somebody else, a whole bunch of regeneration. Gravity cannon, not a bad choice. Then missile launcher, plasma cannon, laser cannon. If you're fighting against somebody you want to keep at a long distance, that would be a point to use one of these. If not, instead of the missile launcher, I'd still go with a heavy fusion rifle. Laser cannon, same thing. Plasma cannon, again, you have the AP4 Blast 3. If you're fighting against somebody like, well, I already said it, if you're fighting against somebody like the Custodian Brothers, you want to hit them with AP4, these guys armed with plasma cannons will just wreck a squad of Custodian Brothers. Just absolutely ruin their day. The next unit is Destroyers. 3 of them, quality 3, defense 3, ambush, fearless, and toughness 3. Instead of being armor 2 up, they're armor 3 up, but they all have 3 wounds apiece. So you're tougher than your average battle brother. Start off with dual energy claws. You can switch out the claws for a shield close combat weapon or a storm rifle. Now normally with destroyers, I like to put the combat shield close combat weapon on or leave the dual energy claws because I like to get in close. But you can do the storm rifles if you want to drop them down and just start laying down firepower. It's 9 shots out of 3 guys, AP1. Not amazing as far as firepower output goes, but it would be effective against some targets. If you go down the storm rifle route, that lets you get the option to do a heavy flamer, a minigun, or a storm rifle and cyclone missile launcher. Just pick your flavor of anti-stuff. But if you do the combat route, you do the combat shield close combat weapon, then you could do, well, you could do this with a storm rifle as well, but the combat shield just makes more sense. Then you could do a hammer, chain fist, energy sword, or an energy fist. This is where things start to get really pricey. And again, I really just love putting on the energy fists for the AP4. So now, for this squad to put a character into it, you're going to want a Master Destroyer with your destroyers. So we're at 4 models for 420 points. Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's do 7 models in the squad, 685. Right now they all have energy fists. For him, we'll give him an energy fist as well. And then in this case, Preacher is definitely a good option, or even Repair would be an alright option to just give you the 2 up in case one of your destroyers took some wounds and didn't die. You could put wounds back on them. Kind of like having a medic without getting regeneration. Everybody with a shield wall that gives them all defense of a 2 unless it's from a spell, so toughness 3 with defense 2. These are tanky boys. And with everybody having, and with all these attacks, what is that? 3, this is 9, 18, 22 attacks at AP4. Yeah, you gonna mess some people up. It ain't cheap. We're at 730, but depending on what they get in combat with, they can eat that up in a second. Now we're into some interesting stuff. We have Pathfinder Bikers, Quality 4, Defense 4, 225 points. Fast, Fearless Scouts, and Toughness 3. They come with grenade launchers, so they have one shot with Blast 3, and they all have a pistol for one more shot at AP 1. You can do some Sergeant stuff here with a pistol and the close combat weapon, and you can replace the grenade launchers with twin heavy rifles for 2 shots apiece, AP 1 at 24 inches. And you can replace all the heavy pistols with heavy rifles for 24 inches, 1 shot AP 1. Let's say you want to use these guys as like a harassing force. Just go for all twin heavy rifles and heavy rifles. 9 shots at 24, AP 1, Fast Fearless Scout. You can run around on the edge of the board and still touch stuff in the middle. You do heavy rifles and keep them with the grenade launchers. At 24, you get 3 Blast 3s and 3 shots of heavy rifles. Fighting against an enemy with not much armor, that's also a great option. This is going to be a unit to keep around the sides, just to run over, contest, or steal objectives at the end. The only close combat ability they're going to really have is if you put a sergeant in there with an energy fist, so I wouldn't focus on combat with these. Next unit is the Brother Bikers. 280 points, Quality 3, Defense 3, 3 twin heavy rifles, and 3 heavy pistols. Oh yeah, Fast, Fearless, and Toughness 3. Again, Sergeant options. You can replace the pistols with a heavy rifle and close combat weapon, and you can replace one of the heavy rifles with a flamer, gravity rifle, plasma rifle, or a fusion rifle. Gives you a little bit more shooting output. And what you could do is you could take a fusion rifle for a little bit of small squad pocket anti-tank. It's 300 points for 3 guys. A little bit pricey, but your whole army is on the cusp of every squad being pricey, so it'd be worth it. And then last of the units is the Support Bike. Quality 3, Defense 3, 175 points, Fast, Fearless, Toughness 6. Comes with a heavy flamer, twin heavy rifle, heavy pistol, and a close combat weapon. You can swap out the heavy flamer with a heavy fusion rifle or a heavy machine gun, and here again I'm going to suggest the heavy fusion rifle just for small footprint pocket anti-tank, and you can replace the pistol with a heavy rifle. I really wish that you could combine the Support Bike with the Brother Biker Squad. It's not an option. It'd be cool if it was. Maybe if you had the option to upgrade the Brother Bikers into Support Bikes, that'd be cool. But you don't. So it is a singular element all on its own. Overall, I'm a little meh on it. You could run a theme with a whole bunch of bikes. In that case, it'd be cool to have this thing and running around with fusion rifles there, leaving your Brother Bikers to run around with rifles, or with rifles and the options they can have. So on to vehicles. APC is where we're going to start. Quality 3, Defense 2, 210 points, Fast, Fearless, Impact 3, Toughness 6, and Transport 11. It has no close combat weapons. Impact is going to be all the attacks you're going to get with this thing, and that's if it charges into somebody. Comes with a Storm Rifle for 3 shots AP1. You can upgrade it with an additional Storm Rifle or a Heavy Fusion Rifle. Then you can give it a Hunter Missile or a Dozer Blade. Now with the APCs, unless it's like an infantry fighting vehicle where you have a whole bunch of different options, I say keep it cheap. The one Storm Rifle, its job is to move forward, dump the guys out, and if it survives, awesome. Use it to go stand on an objective. If not, it already did its job, and that is getting the guys up, getting them out, up in the enemy's face, or just where they need to be. Transport 11, you can get a full squad and a character. That's going to be the power of your APC. If you're looking for a fighting tank that's not quite a tank, that's our next option. The Attack APC. Quality 3, Defense 2, 205 points, Fast, Fearless, Impact 3, Toughness 6, and Transport 6. So you lose 5 transports, but you start off with twin heavy flamers. You can replace those twin heavy flamers with twin heavy machine guns, twin miniguns, twin plasma rifles, and a laser cannon, or twin laser cannons, and you can strap a Dozer Blade to it. So now here we have some options. Depending on who you put inside, those might be your anti-infantry weapons, whatever the dudes are carrying. In that case, go straight for the twin laser cannons. This would be the anti-tank option. And if your roles are reversed for the guys inside, switch over to a twin minigun. But let's see what we can put in here. Like, this would be a perfect spot to put those support brothers with the heavy flamers. Combine that squad, 270 points, 6 heavy flamers inside an attack APC with twin laser cannons. You're covering both the bases of anti-tank and anti-infantry with the guys inside. 560 points to put all that together. Is it worth it? I mean, they're going to murderlate one thing. Definitely knock out one thing. You can switch these guys out for heavy fusion rifles. Switch out the laser cannons for twin miniguns. 660, rolls reversed. Again, murderlate one thing. Those 6 heavy fusion rifles, they could take out like a super heavy tank. Alright, moving on. Let's see. The next one is the drop pod. Quality 3, defense 2, 155 points, ambush, fearless, immobile, toughness 6, and transport 11. So it's a drop pod. Once you drop the pod, it is stuck there. This is a different option than the APC. Instead of, putting it on the board, you just drop it on turn 2, wherever you want. Well, outside of 9 inches of the enemy. So for weapons, it starts with a death launcher, which is a blast 6 for stuff with no armor. It's really good. Rapid storm rifle for 6 shots AP1. That choice is up to you. I'd stick with the death launcher. Let's see. Let's put it up directly against the APC. APC is 55 more points just because it can move. If you're going to be using the APC just to move stuff forward and not care if it gets destroyed, I wouldn't worry with that. I'd go right for a drop pod. You might not get as close as you can get with an APC, but close enough. Well, let's see. The way transport works, if you have a close combat squad and a drop pod, they're not going to be able to get out and charge as soon as they get deployed, because you can only activate within 6 of the vehicle, and the drop pod having ambush means it has to drop 9 away, so that makes that charge out of a drop pod not possible, unless for some reason the enemy moves towards you and then you get out. But why would the enemy do that? I don't know. I wouldn't do that. So in that particular situation, the APC is going to be better. 55 points better? I don't know. If you just got a shooting squad in there, drop pod all day long. If you're going for a close combat squad, that's a toss-up. Next unit to look at is the battle tank. Quality 3, defense 2, 540 points. Fast, fearless, impact 6, and toughness 12, so we're getting beefier. Starts off with twin heavy machine gun, 6 shots AP1, and a demolition cannon. 1 shot AP4, blast 6, and indirect. You know what that's going to do? Ruin somebody's day. AP4, blast 6 with indirect. Ooh, buddy. You could switch that out for a twin storm cannon. I mean, it saves you 45 points, but I still wouldn't do it. Twin laser cannon. If you're shooting at a vehicle, the twin laser cannon is definitely better, because even though it does say blast 6, if it's only a single model in the unit, which vehicles are, it only gets hit once. So twin laser cannon has the edge there. The spear missile launcher is another option there. It's only 1 shot at AP3, but it is deadly 6. So instead of blast 6, you go for deadly 6. It's the same cost as the twin laser cannons. Maybe 1 shot instead of 2. You're going to hit on the 3, so it's a better than 50% shot that you hit. Next we have the rapid autocannon, and again, I'm going to stand on autocannons are the absolute best all-rounder heavy weapon. AP2, 6 shots, you save 10 points. So if you don't know what you're fighting, going into an event, autocannon might be the way to go. And then the wind missile launcher, 2 shots, blast 3, AP1, and indirect. You lose out on the AP4. It is 2 shots at blast 3. I feel like it should be cheaper than 5 points cheaper. Yeah, I'd probably still stick with demolition cannon on that. Oh, more options. You can replace the twin heavy machine guns with twin laser cannons. You could strap on a storm rifle or a heavy fusion rifle, and then you could strap on a hunter missile or a dozer blade and a dozer blade. You can get both of those. I could go through and outfit this thing for different stuff, but it's self-evident what does what. I'll let you guys play with that one. Next is the heavy tank. We're getting even bigger. Quality 3, defense 2, 765 points. Fast, fearless, impact 9, toughness 18, and transport 11. I know what this is supposed to be. You know what this is supposed to be. It is the brick. Starts off twin heavy machine guns and quad flamer cannons. You could strap on a storm rifle or a heavy fusion rifle, heavy missile and a dozer blade. Let's see the other options we have. We have replace the quad flamer cannon with twin heavy rifle arrays or quad laser cannons. And you can replace the twin heavy machine guns with a twin minigun. So let's see, let's say you want a godly hammer version. That would be the quad laser cannon. You're looking at 875 points. Let's say you want a version that crusades for you. In that case, you're looking at 820 when you strap the fusion rifle to it. Or you can go completely anti-infantry and just go for twin minigun and twin heavy rifle array for 20 shots at AP1, 795. Transport 11, you could bring a whole squad with you to mess stuff up. Yeah, this is big boy territory. I love the brick. Next unit is the attack speeder. We went from really big to really small. Quality 3, defense 2, ambush, fast, fearless, impact 3, strider, and toughness 6. Comes with 2 heavy flamers. You can replace those heavy flamers with twin fusion rifles, heavy machine guns, or miniguns. You can replace one of those with a twin Typhoon missile, and you can upgrade it with transport 6. Now there's some utility in this here. Let's see. Let's make it into, you could do an anti-tank with twin heavy fusion rifles. Ta-da! You guys know what I'm talking about. You've seen the way I build stuff. Let's see. Let's the more out there version. Let's do upgrade it with transport 6, and then we can fill it with pathfinders with shotguns. Turns into like a little mini bird. It can ambush in. Turn 2, drop the guys out, blast away. Again, it falls into the category of something has to be within 6, so if you ambush with it, the enemy has to move to you before you can charge them. Things get weird there. Probably want to put a shooter squad in. So you could do Pathfinders, or you can even just do Battle Brothers. You could do some heavy armored Battle Brothers on your attack speeder. You can, build a small squad of, elite dudes running in there. I put a couple of these in the list this week, just because I thought it'd be nice and themey. Little QRF for my Battle Brothers. We'll have to see how they do when it comes to game time. Next unit is the Heavy Exosuit. Quality 3, Defense 2, 185 points, Fear 1, Fearless, and Toughness 6. 2 attacks with Stomp at AP1, and Twin Fusion Rifles for 2 shots AP4, Deadly 3. So it comes equipped for anti-tank. Then we got the different options to do different stuff here. It has anti-infantry and you could outfit this to be anti-everything. And you could also equip it for close combat with either dual combat drills or dual heavy fists. We're talking vehicles. I like AP4. Just flat out, I wouldn't even look at the Blast 3. Just straight anti-everything with AP4. And they could upgrade it with a chest missile or a chest rifle for some additional little plinking damage. So I just realized what these actually are supposed to represent from the Games Workshop line. I don't know how I didn't put 2 and 2 together until right now. Never thought about running those around in squads of 1. But heavy exosuit and that weapon loadout, it makes sense. Next we move to the Attack Walker. Quality 3, Defense 2, 370 points, Fear of 2, Fearless, and Toughness 12. 4 attacks with Stomp, 4 attacks with its Heavy Walker Fist at AP4, and here we got some fun options. If you've got Attack Walkers in the list, you kind of know what you're going to be doing with them. I'll just show you one of my favorites. Because it is Toughness 12, Defense 2, I like, running it straight up the middle. We'll do Twin Heavy Flamers, and then upgrading the Walker Fist with a Heavy Flamer. 3 shots, blast 3, reliable at AP1. It still retains its close combat potential with 4 attacks at AP4. This is one of my... this is just a robot that wants to run forward and give people hugs. Hugs and kisses from its flamethrower. But if you're not insane like me, just go for like a heavy minigun and fusion rifle. I don't know, something else. Alright, now we're in artillery. Artillery gun. Quality 3, Defense 2, 350 points. Entrenched, Fearless, Repair, Slow, and Toughness 6. Starts out with a heavy Gatling cannon for 12 shots at AP1, which ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. You can go for a crack cannon, 9 shots, AP1, rending, and indirect. Well, that indirect, that makes that interesting, but it's all... Ooh, these are expensive. Heavy flat cannon, 4 shots, AP3, daily 3 lock-on. Heavy thunder cannon, 4 shots, AP2, blast 3, and indirect. This is mean. It's also 495, so that's ooh. I normally don't think of taking artillery when I think of Battle Brothers, but yeah, this is mean. It'll remove squads off the board. Now we come to the aircraft. We got the light gunship, 3-2, 300 points. Aircraft, fearless, toughness 6. Now, a funny thing about out in the garage, I had a huge Space Marine army. And once I got into 3D printing, I actually gave him away to somebody else. Like, he had lost his army in a weird way, and I've lost armies in the past. And I know how that feels, so I had these Space Marines laying around. I hadn't used them in like 2 years. So I just gave them to him. Because, I mean, come on, they're Space Marines. You can just eBay like 100 of them for cheap. And then as I was moving stuff around, building my little studio out there, I found a box. I had 6 of their smaller fighter, which would be the equivalent of a light gunship in the Battle Brothers army. So I don't normally like aircraft in Grimdark Future. It's just a weird level of the battlefield that my mind just doesn't work in. But, man, I got a lot of them. I did not put any in the list today, but it is an option for later when I do a themed video. I have an entire Battle Brothers Air Force just out there waiting to play. So back to stuff here. We got aircraft, fearless, toughness 6, twin Typhoon missiles, and a minigun. So it is decked out for anti-infantry to start off with. And yeah, it has the options, you know, laser talent and twin laser cannons for anti-vehicle, anti-infantry, minigun, and twin heavy machine gun. And then the middle of the road seems to be storm cannon with the Typhoon missiles. That's kind of a nice middle of the road option. But like I said, I don't really use aircraft. I'm not sure if that's great. I'm not sure if it's bad. Who knows? And with that in mind, let's move on to the next one, which is the heavy gunship, starting off at 560 points. Aircraft, fearless, toughness 9, and transport 11. It's got quite a few weapons here. The big thing with this is going to be that transport 11. So the aircraft rule, where you move in a straight line between 30 and 36, coupled with that transport 11, pretty much that's going to guarantee you first turn charges on stuff. You can put a close combat squad in here, aircraft runs across the board, and just poops out a squad of Assault Brothers right on top of the enemy. Real pricey at 560, but then of course it gets to use all of its weapons too, because it doesn't matter how far the aircraft moves, it just gets to shoot. So yeah, that's the best way I can see to use this, is just to get you that first turn charge and then throw whatever weapons you put on it into whatever enemy's there. So that does it for the base Battle Brothers. So what we're going to do is move on to the next one, which is the Blood Brothers. Now the Blood Brothers have all the same stuff that the Battle Brothers have, and not only are all their squads fearless, but all their squads start with furious as well, and some units like the Blood Battle Brothers or the Blood Assault Brothers start off at the same points cost, so you're pretty much getting that furious for free. And there's some other different things here. Let's go over the rules here that they get differently. They have a very fast rule, which means that something in their army is going to be very fast, and then they have Holy Chalice for a character upgrade. This model and its unit get +1 to hit in melee and regeneration. So it kind of double dips on the special rules there. Instead of paying for veteran infantry, you could just use this to get veteran infantry plus regeneration just in your melee attacks, but if you have Furious strapped on, you're going to use it. So let's look at the spells here. Again, we just look at the buffing stuff. Fear of 1, the enemy gets -2 and -4 in its movement. That's real good if you're just trying to chase down an enemy. Just make sure you're guaranteed to catch them. Quickness, target friendly units within 12 get AP +2 next time they charge. It's the same thing we saw as before, except, hold on a second. Okay, so quickness is the same thing as time passage, right? Yeah, except time passage was a 3 and quickness is a 2, so definitely an upgrade there. And then break shields 3, target 2 enemy units within 12. They get -2 to defense rolls next time they take hits. So it's, oh, these two are kind of interchangeable with each other. Because either you get +2 to your AP or -2 to defense rolls on the enemy. So yeah, that's a fun thing. Alright, let's go take a look at... I won't cover the stuff that is in both armies, so let's just see what kind of special stuff they have. So yes, looking at their characters, all three of their characters, again, the Destroyer, the Master Brother, and the Pathfinder all have the Holy Chalice option. Let's see if there's any other differences. So yeah, going through all three characters, that's the only difference, is they have the Holy Chalice option, and of course they start with Furious. So, their first unit that is unique to them is the Blood Death Brothers. Quality 3, Defense 3, 165 points for 5 of them, which is the same cost, I'll pop it up here, as the Assault Brothers. But the Blood Death Brothers start off with heavy rifles instead of close combat weapons. That's what it is. Okay, Blood Death Brothers, they have Fearless, Furious, and Regeneration. And you can swap out all of the heavy rifles with the close combat weapons for 15 points. So there we go, 180 points to get you an Assault Brother squad with Regeneration. They don't have the option for a Sergeant. You can replace any of the heavy close combat weapons with swords or fists. So you could really, I mean, they're 10 points apiece, but you could really start to mess stuff up here. Let's build this squad. Let's build a silly squad. Alright, so we have 10 Blood Death Brothers all rocking Energy Fists, so that's going to be 20 attacks at AP 4. And for the Blood Master Brother, Holy Chalice, in this case, all that does is get you the +1 to hit. You can't double up on the regeneration, and the squad already has regeneration. So, I would say in this particular case, War Chant takes the crown away because they already have Furious. War Chant gives you extra double plus Furious to where you get extra hits on a 5 or 6. And with him with an Energy Fist, rocking 22 attacks, you're going to be rolling with statistical average 6, 5s, and 6s across all this, so that would be, I think that would be worth more than the +1 to hit, at least in my bad napkin math. So yeah, Blood Death Brothers, just like Assault Brothers, except they start off with regeneration and they can get more special weapons. Next special unit is the Blood Guard Brothers. 3/3, 210 points, Ambush, Fearless, Flying, and Furious. 2-shot with assault pistols, and 2 attacks AP1 with heavy close combat weapons. Again, another unit that would love to use the assault rule from the advanced rules. You can swap out any of the assault pistols with plasma pistols for only 5 points. And then you can do 1 fusion rifle, and you can replace any of the close combat weapons with energy fists or energy swords, and you can upgrade one with a banner for +1 morale if you think you're going to need it. So again, another close combat powerhouse. And this would be the one that if you took the Master Brother with the Holy Chalice, you get them all to hit on a 2, and they get regeneration, and this squad would benefit from that regeneration. You could get real silly with the upgrades and do all energy fists again, like we were on the last squad. It's a running theme, so I might stop talking about it because I'm talking it to death. And that is it for the different stuff. Everything else in the army we already went over with the basic Battle Brothers, you know, with just Furious attached. Well, except for the tanks, because Furious isn't going to matter with them. Alright, on to the next Battle Brothers army, which is going to be the Dark Brothers. So instead of Furious, these guys get Grim. Whenever a unit where most of these models have this rule fails a morale test, it counts as passed, then roll as many dice as the number of wounds it would take to fully destroy it, and for each result of a 1 to 3, the unit takes 1 wound which can't be ignored. In other words, they become undead. That is the undead rule, just under a different name. Let's see, what else they have? Dark Assault. This model counts as having ambush and may be deployed on any round. So that means you can get turn 1 ambushes. That's interesting. That's actually the first time I've seen this rule. Interesting. And then Dark Shroud. Pick 2 friendly units within 6. Each get stealth next time they're shot at. Alright. Let's look at some spells. So this one here, the Time Passage, again, same as the first one, and we're back up to 3 points instead of 2. Cursed Ground, we get -2, -4 to the enemy movement, and Blurred Sight, -1 to hit rolls next time the enemy shoots. So it is the same as far as the buff goes as the regular Battle Brothers. So let's jump in and check out the units. So let's look at the differences and stuff. The Destroyers have Dark Assault. Okay, so Destroyers can come in on turn 1. Let's check here. If we just do a jetpack, nope, it just gets ambush. So let's check down to the Dark Destroyers. Yep, Dark Destroyers get Dark Assault. All your Destroyers can do the turn 1 ambush. So let's look for different units here. Let's see, Dark Destroyers. They have a few little tweaks in here. We have a heavy flail option and then heavy maces and combat shields. The heavy maces, 3 attacks apiece, AP2 with rending, so that's going to be able to remove regeneration and give you a little bit more AP to start off with. It's a little bit of an upgrade to like energy swords. Heavy flail, 2 attacks, blast 3, AP2. Attaching one of these in there, these guys will be good at clearing out chaff units. They're going to be able to kill a whole bunch of stuff real fast. Well, not even chaff units, like real units, because they have AP2 on that. Wow. And then down here they have the plasma cannon option if you want to go all shooty with them. Oh, I didn't even open the unit. So let's see here. 3 Dark Destroyers. Let's go ahead and just double it to begin with. Start them off with the heavy maces, give them a heavy flail, and a heavy flail there. So let's see here. We have 12 attacks, AP2 with rending, 4 attacks, AP2 with blast 3, on top of being able to drop down on turn number 1, and undead, effectively, with that Grim rule. These are going to be rough. So, oh yeah, that's another thing that seems here, that all of them replace the Fearless rule that the other Battle Brothers have, and just replace it with Grim. So you only get 1 shot at the morale test, but even if you fail it, you're not going to run away until you lose that last wound on the Grim rule. Let me hunt for some other changes. Alright, next group of changes I found here were the Dark Brother Bikers. We can upgrade them all to Black Bikers to give them Scout. Oh wait, I'm doing it again. Here we go. I keep forgetting to like open the whole unit here. So we can give them Scout, and we can also give them all twin plasma rifles. A little expensive at 60 points, but getting all them firing an AP4, that's one heck of a force multiplier for them. And then they can all upgrade the close combat weapons for energy hammers or energy swords. So they do have close combat potential. So I like it. You can also switch out the pistols for the heavy rifles to get, to sneak in 1 more plasma rifle. 7 shots AP4. Alright, so there are your options for Black Bikers with a whole bunch of AP4. While I'm thinking about it, let me check up here. There's no option to have a hero attack speeder, so that's one little change. Let's check the rest of this stuff. Let's check the vehicles. Okay, the attack speeders are the same, but we have something called a Dark Shroud speeder. Ambush, Dark Shroud. That's the one that gives the two friendlies within 6 stealth. Fast, Grim, Impact 3, Strider, and Toughness 6. Comes with heavy machine gun, and you can replace the heavy machine gun with a minigun. A little lackluster on the weapon options, I think. It's pretty much just minigun, heavy machine gun. You're going to be anti-infantry, regardless of your choice here. Dark Shroud giving 2 friendlies stealth. I don't know if that'd be worth it, just because you lose out on all the options the regular attack speeder gives you. Yeah, that's the only thing is just the Dark Shroud, and then the attack speeder has a whole lot more options, but in the end, it is an additional speeder option. So if you're using the forced organization chart, you could pretty much double up on your speeders. Just these guys are locked into anti-infantry work. And just a glance over the rest of the army list, that's the only options that are different. So that means we are done with the Dark Brothers. Next, we're going to the Watch Brothers. We're done with that. Next one we're going to look at, our last one of the night, is the Wolf Brothers. Now these guys, their thing is they get counterattack. The whole army gets counterattack. They strike first whenever they are charged, which is amazing to have on all of your Battle Brothers. So let's see what we have down here for spells. Okay, here we go. Fury 1. Target friendly unit within 12 gets +1 attack next time it charges. That's just always good. for here with your assault squads. And then we have, here we go, enemy units with an 18, -1 to hit when they shoot. And then they have a debuff of the 4 inches and 8 inches. Okay, so we don't have the AP +2. Let's check out some stuff here. Master Destroyer is the same. Wolf Master Brother, we have something new. We have Wolf Mounts. Heavy Claws, 2 attacks, AP 1, Fast Strider, and Toughness 3. Alright, I'm assuming, I haven't looked yet, but I'm assuming there are a Wolf Squad as we get down lower. The Elite Pathfinder is the same as well. Alright, so let's look here. Wolf Pathfinders. Those look like they have the same options. And then we have something called Wolf Rookies. 155 points for 5 of them. Quality 4, defense 4. Counterattack, Fearless, and Furious. Sergeant options. You can give them jetpacks for ambush and flying. They have the shooting squad options, or at least the basic shooting upgrades. A flamer, fusion rifle, gravity rifle, and plasma rifle. 1 plasma pistol. Then you do 1 close combat weapon upgrades. Fist, sword, heavy chainsaw, sword, or a hammer. Okay, no veteran option, obviously because they're called rookies. So they are furious. So if you put a Wolf Master Brother in there with War Chant, they get the double plus good furious. They're just a cheaper Assault Brother squad because they're hitting on a 4 instead of a 3. But it's always good to have a cheaper option. And with counterattack, I've played against Wolf Brothers a lot, and from what I've found with them all having counterattack is they are the ultimate counter to an assault army, especially when I play my orcs. Because it doesn't matter how many times you charge them, they're going to fight first. And if you tool up their squads for close combat, just even here, the Wolf Rookies, 10 attacks coming in at AP 1, that's going to throw a wrench at whatever you're planning to charge them with. And with the way OPR is, where close combat is a way to make the enemy run away the easiest, because you fail a morale test under half strength, the whole unit disappears. Having counterattack on an army that is going to be pretty decent in close combat on its own, the enemy army, if it's an assault type enemy army, just kind of evaporates once it hits them. So let's look down some more stuff. Wolf Battle Brothers seem to be the same as far as options. Werewolf Brothers. 5 of them for 175 points, quality 3, defense 4, so strip a little bit of the armor off. Counterattack, fast, fearless, and regeneration with heavy claws, 2 attacks apiece at AP 1. Okay, so no shooting, all close combat, fast. I like this unit already. You can switch them out to have energy shields, which puts them back up to defense 3, but cuts their attacks down from 2 to 1, but it goes to AP 2. You got whole squad options here for rending and reliable, or AP 4. And you can give any of the models backpack grenade launchers for 1-shot, blast 3, and limited. And limited means you get to only fire that weapon once per game. And for only 5 points, I'd say put like 1 or 2 of these in the squad, just to have the option to throw out some ranged stuff in case you absolutely need to. Overall, it is a pretty interesting squad. There's some play here. Support Brothers look to be the same. Destroyers look to be the same. Hunting Wolves. Here we got some chaff units here. 5 of them, 125 points. Counterattack, Fast, and Strider. 2 attacks apiece at AP 1, and you can give them regeneration for 15 points. So with the counterattack, 2 attacks apiece at AP 1, I'd take a squad of 10, and I would just move them forward and say, charge me. I dare you. And if you don't, these being fast with Strider, you can run them into buildings and just dig the enemy out with them. So that's a fun unit to have. Next we got Wolf Riders. Here we go. I knew these would be in here. 280 points, quality 3, defense 3, counterattack, fast, fearless, strider, and toughness 3. 2 attacks AP 1, 2 attacks AP nothing, and then heavy pistols for 1 shot at AP 1. Let's see what they got here. You can go real close combat heavy and go for all energy fists, or the energy swords to give rending up there. Replace the pistols with shield wall, giving them defense of 2. Alright, these are the close combat bikers. Just archetype, these are bikers that I was looking for in the rest of the Battle Brother lists. Alright, cool. You guys can tell I'm starting to really lose my voice here. I've been going so long. Alright, Pathfinder bikers looks to be the same. Wolf bikers look to be the same. Support bike is the same. What we got for vehicles? Looks like everything else is the same too. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the Wolf Brothers. So overall with Battle Brothers, it looks like doesn't matter which one you take, which version of Battle Brothers you take, you're going to have less models on the field than everybody else. Unless you're fighting against like Titans or Custodian Guard. And then all the different flavors. Let's see, Battle Brothers are just going to do the job. Blood Brothers would be the assault-oriented one, with everyone having Furious, and the different squads they have, like the Death Brothers or the Guard Brothers. The Dark Brothers, with their grim rule, they're focusing an awful lot on staying power, and the Dark Destroyers having the different options from the regular Battle Brothers. It looks to have a lot of focus on them being able to just wreck face in combat, and being able to ambush in on turn number 1 to just get to the killing immediately. Very strong there. The Watch Brothers, they seem to be their own creature. Instead of the Night Brothers, I should have put these off the list with the Night Brothers. But with Purge and being able to deck a squad out for close combat as well as all the different shooting options, if you play Watch Brothers, highly suggest getting the advanced rule book and playing with the assault rule. It just makes sense with them. Otherwise, I think this army list is going to suffer, because just being pigeonholed into either using your shooting weapons or paying the points for the Purge rule without using them, if you're focusing on close combat, you'll be at a disadvantage. And then Wolf Brothers, honestly, I think Wolf Brothers are going to be the strongest of the Battle Brothers we talked about. Just that counterattack rule with these, I cannot understate enough how devastating that is to other assault armies. Because Battle Brothers on their own, pretty darn good in close combat. That's what you should focus on. And all the different flavors of Battle Brothers, they're going to shine in close combat. Wolf Brothers are going to shine regardless if you brought an assault army to try to outfight them in combat, just because the Wolf Brothers will punch you in the face first. And they also have some of those cheaper options to be able to field more units than a regular Battle Brother army, which in a game with objectives that are scored at the end of the game, that is an invaluable resource. So that is going to do it for looking at the different units and army lists of the Battle Brothers. Now, we are going to be heading out to the garage, where I have made an army list of Battle Brothers, and because the way the Force organization works, I had to bring in some Blood Brothers as well, just because I'm bringing multiple small units, only being able to use 3 squads of 5 before I hit the Force organization chart. I had to add in another flavor of Battle Brothers just to reset that number. That's definitely enough yapping for me right now. So as it stands right now, I am going to go to bed, and through the magic of editing, I'll see you out in the garage in about 5 seconds. Welcome out to the garage, everybody. This is the Battle Brothers that we are going to be running today. These models, well, most of these models, all the troops you see there, are from the Crimson Steel Mechworks. I'm going to go ahead and have a link down in the description below. And these two back here, they are from That Evil One. We are using those as some attack speeders. So let me go over the list real fast, because I know this video is already way too long. For this army list, I actually had to add in a separate set of Battle Brothers. So this is a Blood Brothers / Battle Brothers army. So up here we have 3 squads of Blood Battle Brothers. 4 of them have heavy rifles with 1 fusion rifle in every squad. Then we have 2 regular Battle Brothers squads, again outfitted the same with a fusion rifle in each squad. 2 attack speeders in the back, they are both armed with 2 miniguns, and they have the transport option, so they're going to be carrying around a squad of the Battle Brothers. And then over here, we have a Blood Master Brother and a squad of Blood Death Brothers, a whole squad of 10. They're all equipped with jetpacks. The Blood Master Brother has a war chant, so they have extra double plus Furious. Inside the squad, we have 4 energy fists, which are these here, plus 1 on the Blood Master Brother. And that is going to be the list. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they're going to be fighting against. Their opponents for today are going to be the Rat Men clans that we had up here 2 weeks ago. I couldn't be bothered to take them out of the box because there are so many of them, and they're just going to get put back in the box. So what we have here is we have 1 clan leader with 20 stalkers, 10 elites with heavy carbines and 2 plasma rifles, 2 squads of 5 elites with heavy carbines and plasma rifles, 6 specialists, which are the heavy machine guns, 6 specialists, which are the heavy flamers, 3 rat ogres with their elite champion that gives them furious, 3 rat swarms, and the lovely drill tank back here. So let's go ahead and check out the board. This is our table for today. We have 4 objectives on the board. We have a whole lot of buildings to break up line of sight and to hide around some corners. Let's see what kind of deployment we have. It is a 1. So the Battle Brothers deployment, there are 3 squads that are not able to ambush that have to start on the board, so they are spread out across their deployment zone. Then for the Ratmen clans, they have taken a very wide stance, putting a lot of their heavy hitters in the middle. Well, Uncle C playing as the Battle Brothers today. He wants to kick some Ratmen butt. Let's see who goes first. Brother, well, I got a 1 for the Ratmen. Wonderful. And a 1. Okay, roll those again. A 4 and a 2. Ratmen go first. Maha. Okay, everybody, because of the length of the video, instead of going through unit by unit, we're going to go ahead and move stuff until things start to shoot, and then we'll put the camera on it. So, of course, on the first Battle Brothers movement, they get to shoot. So this squad move forward here. Those Battle Brothers move forward there. They're going to fire. 4 shots with heavy rifles. They got 4 hits. AP1, the elites are going to be saving on a 5. So we lose 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then we'll be back next time we got some shooting. The next unit of Battle Brothers moving forward, they are going to fire at these elites over on this objective. 4 shots. We got 3 hits. Save it on a 5. Oh, they're going to lose 3, which puts them underneath morale test levels, and they're going to fail. 1, 2, 3, and stunned. We had the ogres move up here, and then the next Battle Brothers squad coming out are going to fire and try to finish off that squad. Okay, 4 shots. We got 3 hits. Only 2 guys left, and they're going to die. Ugh. So the rats have moved around on the board, but their last activation, we have our specialists with the heavy machine guns are going to fire at those guys right there. So all those heavy machine guns, we got 6 of them because once again, those guys are actually doubled up. They count as 2 models each, hitting on a 5. 5 at AP1, looking for 4. So we're going to cut down 3 of the Battle Brothers. Morale test on a 3, and they pass. 3 of those go away. So turn 1 was mostly uneventful, but here we go into turn 2, where we're going to see where the ambushers lie. So because we both have ambushers, we got to roll to see who gets to ambush first, and the rats get a 6, and Battle Brothers get a 4, so the rats come in first. As we put the child to work. Once again, if you saw the campaign video, there's a train. So after the ambushers come in, we got both of the attack speeders landing in the back of the rats. And then over here we have the assault squad and then the rat drill tank right in the middle of their deployment zone. Battle Brothers is going to get the first turn. Or Battle Brothers is going to get the first activation in turn number 2. First activation. Bang. All those blood death brothers are going to charge into the drill tank. Starting off with the heavy close combat weapons on 3 with Furious. Extra double plus Furious. So that's, well, because the extra Furious from the Preacher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. That many hits. Saving on a 3. Oh, as I drop dice everywhere. So there's going to be 4 wounds there. Then the fists on a 3. Then again, because of Furious, we got an extra 4. Saving on a 6. Hey, that's a lot of 6s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 go through. So a total of 9 wounds. The drill tank gets to fight back. Looking for 4. We have 5 hits. Saving on a 6. So it's going to be 5 brothers down. They do win combat, though. Morale test for the drill tank. It's going to pass. Leaving us with that there. Over on this flank, the rats with the flamethrowers came around the corner. They're going to flame that squad sitting in that alley. So we got 6 flamethrowers on a 2. That's going to be all 6. Saving on a 3. Ooh, that is going to be enough to take that whole squad out. Flames of death. This squad of brothers with their fusion gun is going to try to finish off the drill tank. 1 shot with a fusion gun. That's going to hit. Saving on a 6. It fails. That's all it's needed. So then we got all the dudes inside. Dangerous terrain check for the transport blowing up. We only lose 1. Hey, I'll take it. So in the aftermath of all that, we have 19 of the squad members and the 1 character that's with them pop out, but they come out pinned. Next unit to activate are this unit of elites. They move forward to the objective, and they're going to fire at those boys there. Time for their shooting. We got 4 heavy carbines, which means there's going to be 8 shots there, and 1 shot with a plasma rifle hitting on a 4. Now saving on 4s and a 6. That's going to be enough. Those 2 right there in the end, that'll do it. So that will be bloop bloop. Over here in this part of the board, this squad of Battle Brothers move forward to put a toe on the objective, and then they're going to fire at the rat ogres. Hitting on a 3. Ooh. Well, 2 hits. One of them is the fusion rifle. Save it on a 4. That's going to pass. Fusion rifle. That's going to fail. So that will just straight up gank the first rat ogre in the line. This is the part of the video where Warboss Fitz realizes he did a mistake a while ago. These guys have regeneration. We're going to roll for that. 1, 2. There's 2. 3. There's 3. 4. And 5. Hey, we get quite a few back. Crap. So the reason I remember that is because I'm going to have this squad reach all the way down and fire into what is now left of that squad. So all those heavy machine gun shots hitting on a 5 with 6s exploding. Hey, there's some 6s. So we got 5 6s in there. It'd be 5 extra hits. Saving on a 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fails, but they have regeneration. And we're going to remember it this time on a 5. So they're going to lose 5. Bringing them back down to that. The dice giveth and the dice taketh away. The first attack speeder has moved forward a little bit and is going to fire all of his miniguns into that squad there. Hitting on a 3. Because of the cover, they're saving on a 5. So we're going to lose 2. Which is 1 of the doubled up aces. On the Retmen's turn, these guys are going to recover. The second attack speeder is going to fly up there and fire at that same squad. Ooh, only 3 hits that time. With the cover on a 5, we only lose 1. But that does take them to half. So they are stunned. Taking them to that with the dreaded evil marble. So these rat ogres here, they are just going to slam. Ooga booga. So the rat ogres with their twin combat drills is going to be 8 total attacks. AP1 with rending, hitting on a 4. Ooh. 2 hits. One of them is rending, though. Oh, and furious. So roll 2 dice, the regular attacks. So that'll be 1 fail. And then the rending, that's going to be a fail. So they kill 2 of the guys. And then their fight's back. 3 attacks. 2 hits. Saving on a 3. Takes 1. So the rat ogres win combat morale test for the brothers. They're going to pass with flying colors. Leaving them like that. Coming out of the attack speeder, we have 1 squad that comes down, and they're going to fire into this squad on the ground because they're already pinned. Let's do some damage here. Hitting on a 3. Got 3 hits. Saving on a 5. That's going to be all 3. That takes them below half. They're going to pass. That'll be 1, 2, 3. That squad is then going to turn and fire into this attack speeder. Let's see what they're going to do. Hitting on a 4, we got 4 shots with the carbines, 2 from the plasma. Hey, we got a couple hits. White for 4s, blacks for 6s. He takes 2 wounds total, not even enough to cause a morale test. So this squad has got out of the attack speeder, and then they're going to fire into the rat ogres. It's just enough range for the fusion rifle to reach out and touch them. All right, roll them dice. Ooh, we got lots of hits. So three you're gonna save on a 4. There goes 2, and then the fusion rifle on a 6, it fails. So that is gonna take them way down, and they're gonna be pinned. So we had the 1-2 here, and then the other fusion rifle takes that one out, leaving the hero all alone and stunned. Last activation for the rats. These guys are gonna hold because what are they gonna do? On turn number 2, a lot of firepower and a lot of melee flying around the board. It's still anybody's game at this point. We're going to see what happens in turn number 3. First activation of turn number 3. This is going to happen. Hitting on 3 with double plus Furious. Ooh. So that was the regular roll, and then we have 3 more for the Furious. It's all AP4, so 6s. I saved 1. Yay! Cutting it down to that. All right, time for the rats to fight back. So we got 6 regulars attacking back on a 5. Hey, that's not bad. 5 hits there. And then the claws on a 5. 2 of those. Go ahead and do the 2 claws. We'll do those first. On a 6, there's 1 save, so 1 so far. The rest are on a 3. So we got 3 total with regeneration. They're going to lose 2. The Battle Brothers definitely won combat. Time for the specialist to take a morale test. And they fail, which they started out at 21. They're down just far enough. They're going to take off. So that'll do this squad, even though there are 10 of them left. They are going to go poof. The flamethrower specialist squad is going to move forward, and they're going to flame into these guys over here. 6 shots, hitting on a 2. Ooh, only 4. Equals up to 12 hits on a 3. That's going to be enough to take out the rest of the squad. Boosh. This squad of brothers got out of that building, and they're going to fire into that squad there. Ooh, we got 3 hits. Save it on a 5. That goes 3 down. Time for a morale test. They're going to pass. So 3 down, 1, 2, 3, but they are still sticking around. So over here, this squad of rats has backed up that direction, and then they're going to fire at this attack speeder. Hitting on a 4. Oh! Oh! They hit with absolutely nothing. Oh, they're going to die. Next activation, that speeder has leapfrogged this squad, and it's going to get retribution firing into those guys. Miniguns on a 3. Saving on a 5. That's 4. That's enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's into that squad. So we are going to unpin this squad here. Next activation, the speeder has come down to greet this squad. 8 shots. Hitting on a 3. 7 hits. Saving on a 6 because we're not going to give them cover here. That gun is in their mouth. And that's going to do it. So that is that whole tower of power removed. This guy over here is going to unpin. These Battle Brothers have leapfrogged their own speeder again, and they're going to fire into the flamers. On a 3. 3 hits, saving on a 6. No saves, puts them at half strength, and they're going to fail. So 1 gone, 1 wounded, and pinned. Last activation for the rats this turn. Our little rat dudes, they're going to stand there. At the end of turn number 3, the quality of the Battle Brothers over top of the rats is definitely shining through. The rats are left with no other option but to just try to hold on by their little claws. First activation of turn 4, Battle Brothers here. They have surrounded the rats. This looks like, it looks like one of those famous pictures that we all know. 3 to hit. Okay, we got 3 hits. Saving on a 5. Yeah, that's it. Our little rats couldn't quite take all 5. So the only real option we have here is this dude is going to charge in. Rah! So going over his rules, that probably wasn't the best idea, but no going back. It's a hit. Yeah, he passed. Fighting back on a 3. God, did I take the discount guy? Saving on a 4. He takes 1, which means he loses combat. And he's going to fail, which means that he is... Well, he's fearless. Hold on. No, he's still taking off running. Splat! Yeah, that wasn't the best idea, buddy. So these battle brothers have moved forward to that objective, and then they're going to fire at the flamethrowers. Hitting on a 3. 3 hits. Saving on a 6. There's 1 left, and they were already pinned, so they automatically fail. So we remove 1, and then he's just going to stand there. Actually, Rat's activation, he'll unpin, but he can't do anything. The attack speeder jumped over from this building to up here, and he is going to fire at that flamethrower just out of spite. 8 shots. Ooh, on a 6. Yeah, that's it for him. As he says, my turn, like I'm going to do anything. Yeah, the Rats over here, they're going to hold. Combat squad moving forward there, and then the last attack speeder has moved to here, and he's going to blast into my little tiny rats. 8 shots. 7 on a 6. Oh, all of them. So 5. Morale test. Yeah, they fail. So 1, 2, 3, and then just 4, 5. Imagine a dice there. At the end of turn number 4, final score is going to be Battle Brothers 3, Ratman Clans. Technically nothing, because the last rats on the board, they are stunned. So final thoughts on the Battle Brothers list. Being a smaller numerical army seems like a disadvantage, but with the quality of the Battle Brothers troops, they are able to punch far above their number weight. So if you all are still around, thank you for sticking with me through this exceptionally long video. As we went over most of the Battle Brothers armies, there will be a Night Brothers army in the future that you're going to see on the channel. Remember, we have the Grimdark Future campaign going on, the Battle for the Polal system. Go ahead and send in your battle reports to support either the Saurian Star Hosts or the Orc Marauders. The choice is yours. You don't have to have either of those armies, just let me know who you are fighting for. But for now, that will do it for us out here in the garage. I hope you all are having a great day. I hope you're having a whole bunch of fun playing OPR out there everywhere. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.